Hi guys, welcome to my channel. And yeah, I'm gonna introduce myself. I am Annalie Ryder. Yes, I get infected. I got it from where I work. Basically, it's a home care facility here in Texas. Yeah, and I hope you guys watch or listen my whole video because I'll be talking about my symptoms, how did we manage, what precaution we did in the house with the family, what medicines we took, and also a message to others who are worried about COVID-19. Yeah, and thank you to my husband, my parents-in-law, my family here, my family in the Philippines, my friends who keep praying for our fast recovery, and also you guys. Thank you for the message and calls we got. We appreciate you guys. Yeah, I didn't do or film my day by day self quarantine as I was sick. But I took some photos that I can show you guys. And before I forget, I would like to shout out my friend IB who keeps telling me to do this vlog or to share my COVID-19 experience. Yeah, and I'm sharing my story, guys, because I think it is important for those who are struggling with the fear of COVID-19 and to see someone's getting better. I'm not saying, guys, that you will have the same experience that I did because everyone is different. So please contact your doctor and before you take any medication. With that being said, let's go to my story. September 14, last month, me and my husband went to Houston to see my cousin and her husband. September 15, I started to feel really tired but had no other symptoms. We spent the day out in the lake, and later when we get home, I received a text message from the worker that one of the residents got positive COVID-19. September 16, I woke up in the morning and I felt ill, and I was a little bit tired, but I thought perhaps I just overdone it in the previous day. When my temperature in the morning was 101 degree Fahrenheit, and I took some acetaminophen, in which in the United States it branded as Tylenol, and it brought my fever down. We went down to Galveston and enjoyed ourselves in the beach. Made sure to keep our distance from others. By the time we get back to their house, I was again running a fever. I took some acetaminophen. I had a phone conversation with my employee and informed that I need to be tested. September 17, I woke up, my temperature was 102 and it was quite high, and again I took Tylenol, and that day I helped do the car wash and walks, and that evening we had hot pot for dinner. My fever kept returning back to 102, so I took medicine or Tylenol for it. September 18, we drove home and warned my parents-in-law about the condition that I may have COVID-19. My fever was like roller coaster. I would take Tylenol and my fever would go down, but in 3 to 4 hours it would be right back up again. Him and I isolated in our room. September 19, I still have a fever. I took acetaminophen every 4 hours. It brought down my fever. After 1 to 2 hours, it came back again, and I started to lose my appetite. September 20, I got tested. It came back positive, and I still having issue with my fever. September 21, my husband tested positive, to the surprise of no one. He was with me, around with me from the start. I got fever. September 22, I still have a fever ranging from 100 to 102, and I started to feel nauseated, vomited, and I had diarrhea. And we found out also that my cousin's husband tested positive. We feel so bad getting him sick. September 23, I developed dry cough and I still have a fever. September 24, I still have a fever with body ache, and I always check my vital signs. My heart rate was fast, around 115 during my high fever, which is compensatory mechanism. And yeah, I started to worry because my O2 saturation was getting low, and luckily that we had oxygen at home, and I use it for 2 days only as needed. 25, we went to the clinic and to see what else they can do for me, because I had now been having a fever for 10 days straight. So the nurse practitioner treated me as if I had pneumonia as precaution. So she gave me antibiotic, albuterol inhaler, Montelukast, and methylprednisolone. So after a day and a half, my fever went away completely. The entire time that we were at home, I took vitamin C, vitamin D, Centrum multivitamins, ondansetron for my nausea and vomiting. I drank warm lemonade, Gatorade, and increased my fluid intake. I took Mucinex DM for my cough, congestion, and I drank also a Boost and Ensure to replace my nutrients. I live with my parents-in-law, so we're worried about their health as they are high risk. So what precaution we did, we opened the window, we disinfect whatever we touch, we always wear masks every time we go to the kitchen and get some food. We separate our utensils and wash them with Clorox. And message, guys, please stay calm, don't panic. You take over-the-counter medication, take some vitamins, drink a lot of water, or increase your fluid intake, and you get rest, and practice social distancing, wear masks, use hand washing, or use hand sanitizer. And if you're showing some sign and symptoms of the COVID-19, please stay away or isolate yourself right away to protect from others.